And so, welcome our single grain tasting, our first ever single grain tasting. So, hoping to learn a little bit today and sip on something a little new, or maybe new to you. I will say all of these are new to me. I've never had them except I lied. I have had Muckety-Muck before, but it's been a couple years, so we will see how that goes. But I think we've got a pretty killer single grain lineup here. Tried putting together as much stuff as I possibly could that I haven't had and was rare, and it's hard to find. And I mean, we've got a Bowmore single grain, so let's say there's a couple rare things in here, plus a 48 year and a 31 year we're going to start with, the oldest official whiskey we've ever started with, I think. So um, so excited to do this with you guys. Excited to learn, and excited to taste our first ever single grain. What's going on, Jason? Hey, buddy. What's up, dude? So because Howard and Melissa are here, and actually they also got a set as well. So I appreciate, yeah, they appreciate you guys jumping on. And I'm gonna hand off for you for the first one, which is gonna be our Creetown Distillers 31-year North British, coming in at 40.3.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. I know Nando's been building this tasting up for a couple years. This bottle here was actually on the first import that Howard and I ever brought into the US. So this is an old one for us. This is the last we have left here for ourselves. 31 year. So the youngest spirit in here was distilled in 1991. So I'm looking around. I don't think we have anyone younger than that, but sometimes at tastings we do have people where the age of the bottle is older than them. So, as Howard said, it's 40.3, so it actually is cask strength. According to
Really?
Martin, when we went, it says it
Wow.
on the bottle on there. When we were over with Martin, Martin, as everyone knows, if it went below 40, it wouldn't be considered Scotch whiskey anymore. So he had to bottle it pretty quickly when he started monitoring and saw where the ABV was. So it is cask strength, but because of the age and the angel share, it went down to that 40.3%. So the name North British seems kind of odd when you think about it because it's Scotch and it's from Scotland. So Scotland, of course, is a part of the UK, but it used to be referred to as North Britain back in the day. So the distillery is located in Scotland. It's in Edinburgh. The name kind of is a sore point, I think, for the Scots. If you know anyone from Scotland, they do not like to be called a Brit, so the name North British. Kind of ironic that it's still called that, but it is one of the big grain distilleries in Scotland. There's eight. I think we're going to get to try a whole lot of them today, but North British is the only one left in Edinburgh. They were founded, I think, in 1885 by three folks who were industry titans. They were doing all their own blends, but they were having to source their liquid from other distillers. So to make sure that they always had access to consistent and reliable whiskey and grain, they decided to build their own distillery right in the heart of Edinburgh, where everything was going on. So what they did back then, which was pretty unusual for the time, they did something called sounded like crowdfunding. They got people from local businesses and people in Edinburgh to invest in their company to kind of fund it to get it started. So those people that put the money in, it turned out to be a pretty good investment with the whiskey boom going on at that time. The ROI, if you invested in 1885 and 20 years later, your ROI would have been 440%. So pretty good ROI on whiskey. Wish we could see that today.
And us finance guys really appreciate that. So thank you.
So, yeah, as we said, it's one of the biggest grain distilleries in Scotland. They're currently owned by, it's a joint venture with Diageo and Edrington Group. So I think everyone can probably guess where most of this goes based on those names. The distillery has never officially put out their own expression with North British on it, so the only way we can taste it is when independent bottlers like Creetown, and others bottle it up and we can taste it by itself that way. Otherwise, you're only going to find it in those big blends.
I've never known a distillery to be partially owned by two separate companies. Is that the only one?
That is the only one I'm aware of, but I'm not an expert on all of them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a fun fact though. I like
Yeah.
that.
We'll talk about the corn in a minute.
Oh, I forgot that part. You can cover that.
So we find when we taste this bottle with bourbon clubs, they really like it. It's usually the favorite of the tasting session. And my theory on that is unlike a single malt scotch, which is 100% malted barley, in the mash bill for the North British distillery, they have corn in the mash bill. So it tastes really familiar to our friends that only like bourbon.
And it's a
Hey,
pretty
I
high
just want to pick them up
percentage
with
too.
me now.
It's around 80 to 90% corn. I think I read that it's up to 20% is malted barley, but that's a very large percentage of corn. So,
Yeah.
of course, to be a bourbon, you need 51% corn. So this at 80% is even more than a
Yeah.
bourbon.
So this was also a marriage of three casks. So there's three casks that they've added together. And that, so it's not a single cask. There's three of them, and then of that, there's 323 bottles in existence. I think 30 of them made it to the U.S. We imported about 10% of this barrel. There's one left that we're aware of at a retail store. So we can post that in the chat maybe, but the only one that we're aware of is at Drinky. He's got one left, shockingly.
Oh, for Charlie?
Yeah.
You're on mute, bud.
This is actually really fruity. I'm surprised like how big this is. Look at these tops.
I get the caramel.
That's for in person only.
My first tasting.
Um,
Mm.
and sorry, Howard, thank you for
Yes.
bringing up about the corn. So we're drinking single grain. Single grain is going to be obviously different than the single malt, right? Because we know 100% barley going into the single malt. However, single grain, normally you're either going to see corn or wheat, right? So you're going to have different taste profiles. And for those of you that have been on a few of our tastings, we've had a couple single grains over the years, but never a dedicated tasting to that. We had a Cameronbridge from the 70s tasting we did a few months ago in July. That Cameronbridge is one of the best whiskeys I've ever had, period. So you can find some great things in single grain.
You're on mute again.
Yeah, sorry, that's the problem with in person. And I was just telling Phil I don't have a set. So
It's funny because
give me a minute.
the first taste I got of this, I got like on the finish, like a coconut, which I wouldn't have expected. Now, I didn't get it after the first sip, but the first sip, it was like, wow. But it was like, I like the mouthfeel of it. It's nice.
I get coconut as well. Even in the nose at the beginning was the first thing, like shaved coconut is what I got, and then it starts turning more into like buttered toast in the palate for me. I really like it. To point, Nando, there's some great single grains out there. I usually think that they need more time, more years to get really really good and interesting. But yeah, this one's delicious.
Great.
Well, we're going to find out towards the end of our tasting because we do have a couple younger ones later on. But for the most part, that's why you see, what is it, at least 20 years of aging in everything we have.
I guess
30
I don't
years?
consider
Sorry.
11 years young.
But and a 48, right? So we're gonna see what's there. The Bowmore is what, 11 years? Yeah, the Bowmore is 11 years.
Thank you for including our import in your tasting, Nando. One of the reasons why
Hey, you
company.
guys are bringing in some awesome stuff, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, we didn't see enough good old grain in the US, and I wanted to try to solve that.
It's not a lot. It's
And
not.
that's why I think I thought this tasting was going to sell out like super fast because there's just I think a lot of really cool stuff in here and stuff you just don't get to try very often, especially because when you think of Scotch, most people are drinking single malt, right? But um, like you guys said, I've been actually collecting this tasting for 6, 7 years. So I put everything I could find that I really like and put it into this tasting. So I will say this is pretty expensive for a single grain tasting, but but you have some really rare expressions in this tasting. So, and it's not like I overcharged. I charged bare minimum I possibly could. So,
A lot of value.
yeah, I would think especially the 48 year and then the Scots you can't find anywhere.
Like
If
the
you found
sea.
it for a pour, I can't imagine it goes for less than 60 or $70. I mean, I was just at Tam O'Shanter and they had 30-year-old grains for $90 to $100. So there's that.
That seems pretty expensive because I know what the bars we work with have this on there for.
Yeah, what do they charge for this at a bar?
This one I think is around 50, 52.
This was one of the
Well,
This was one
yeah.
of the favorites at the Brandy Library when we first got it in. This was
Yeah.
on.
I gotta open a bar apparently.
Howard was like, if I ordered just like one of these, like your extra things at a bar, he's like, it would be way more than this. So I might as well just do the whole thing.
Mhm.
That's true. Oh, that was beautiful. That was a great way to kick this off.
It's a great start.
It was a really good start.
Now I'm worried that Muckety-Muck is just going to screw this up. I don't know. We'll see. Orphan barrel.
I've seen that bottle a lot at liquor stores, so I am excited to get to try it.
I know.
Okay.
I'm like, if I buy it and I don't know what it tastes like, I have to drink it, like it or not, unless I could find someone to trade it with. So like, I've been looking at it as well, going like, wonder what that's like.
So this one's really funny because I've had a lot of friends that have told me they like it and a few that don't. The ones that say they don't are generally speaking bourbon drinkers. So we're about to find out either way.
Yeah.
The last time I had this, I was a few drinks deep, so I've got a fresh palate. Let's find out.
By the way, I had a question for Howard and Melissa.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys
I had it.
Did someone say they had a question? I didn't hear it if there was a question. Sorry.
No, it's interesting. I did a little AI search on some of these and came back and they said I put all of them in there and the suggested tasting orders, it was exactly what you did. So this was the order they recommended. So computers out there love it, love your order.
That was Anda who picked the order out.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
Howard and Melissa, I apologize. Bino had a question. I was on mute. I'll let him ask it.
Yeah, so I was just curious, guys. Do you know, like, when it says single grain, do you ever get any info on what exactly, just like in bourbon, there's a mash bill with the mash bill of this grain is? Because it's actually not technically like just one grain, right? It's multiple grains. It's not just another barley. So what's kind of like you have any info?
So the definition of single malt and single grain, I think the naming is a little confusing. It refers to it came from one distillery, is what the single refers to.
Yeah.
North British, they just have very common mash bills. Maybe we'll look it up and we'll get back to you on like what what they are specifically, but it's a big industrial facility and they don't change. Like it's just standard stuff that they do. So you're able to generally get an idea of what they've used.
Do we know just in
General,
general,
like,
like
what
percentage of the mash bills kind of generally are more corn, more wheat, more whatever?
Mhm.
What I read is that the North British Distillery specifically generally does like somewhere between 80 to 90% corn and the rest the malted barley. So it is really high in the corn and the mash.
And from what I've read, that kind of falls true amongst almost most grain distilleries. Almost every grain is corn or wheat. Hardly any use other grains just because they're so hard to use in the distillation process. But yeah, I think it's like 90, roughly 90% is what I was reading, corn or wheat.
So I mean, if it's 80% corn, that's very similar then to Irish whiskey kind of mash bills.
Can be just without the single pot still process.
And the unmalted barley.
Well, that's only if it's pot still.
Nando, how many folks are there with you apart from Bino? You're mute again, though.
I will show you. Everyone say hello. We are going. Hold on, I got to turn my volume up. We're trading. We tried to use a speaker here, but it didn't work so well. Everyone say hello.
Hello.
Oh wait, I didn't get Bino. My bad. Right there.
7 of us.
We don't need to see Bino. It's okay.
Yeah, we don't have a giveaway today, so we can't win anything. You know. Oh, speaking of your glass.
Oh yeah, I got your glass too.
Oh, thank you. All right, Muckety-Muck. We're gonna move on, but if you guys have any questions, whether for Scotch drinkers only or that specific expression, or if you want to go buy it, if someone already didn't, then you can do that. I may consider it if I get drunk enough today, if no one else buys it. So
Some good stuff on drinking.
Yeah, it's the only one I think everyone else is sold out of it. That's the only one we're aware of that's still
the
floating.
one we
around.
just drank, there's only one left
Yeah,
on
how
it.
There was one there.
There's like 180, right?
Should be 150.
Oh, 150?
For the Creetown?
Yeah.
So am I the only one that's not getting much on the nose of this Muckety-Muck?
I agree. Yeah.
Is that
hold on.
common for single grain, or it shouldn't be, right?
3%.
So no, an Orphan barrel, just FYI, this is from Orphan barrel, 24-year single grain. This is from, they tell us, Port Dundas, which I think I put on here. And Port Dundas is a dead distillery, just FYI.
You can buy it and open it. It's fine. Everyone's doing it for age.
I think they actually knocked it down, like, because we drove by where it was in Glasgow, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have a couple private casks from there that we're going to bottle someday. So we're doing some research, trying to get some ghost pictures, but it's gone.
Oh yeah, that's right. You told me that. I forgot about that. They're aging in what? Different barrels, right?
Got one sherry butt, and then we've got one American Standard bourbon barrel, ex bourbon barrel. This should be really good. I think we're going to bottle it 25 years. It's
Nice.
20.
See.
Oh, good.
Sorry, I was looking up Orphan barrel real quick. Trying to find. So if I'm going to be completely honest with everyone, I didn't do as much research as I normally do on a tasting because I've been doing my birthday traveling. So I apologize, but so
It's AI. Just tell AI. Just submit it in, and AI give you all the info you need.
do that for me.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just go. I'm just going to go off these tastings.
As it was established in 1810 and closed in 2010.
Yes, correct. And then I think demolished in 2014, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Port Dundas is gone. That's what you were saying, Howard and Melissa, right? It's gone. It's been gone for a while.
First one in the book.
No, they had to.
Beth, I do agree with you. The nose is a little muted. I actually really like the palate, though.
I agree with you. I think there's a lot of flavor on the palate.
Yeah, it's good. Whoa, why am I getting smoke?
That's what I tasted initially.
Tastes like tequila, right?
I get the caramel.
I get definitely butterscotch caramel.
Dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting smoke, some hints of tequila, and then a damp dungeon around here. So
Phil likes the damp dungeon notes.
Yeah.
Phil's used to getting tied up in dungeons, apparently. So
I got a bit of coffee to start.
No, but he's right about the damp.
Yeah, like there, it's
a bit of what, Beth?
Coffee to start.
Coffee.
it does taste like coffee mouth coffee in the middle.
About this one?
Yeah. Just a
I've never
little
tasted
chocolate.
it.
Yeah, like coffee or chocolate on top.
I get it strong.
Never find yourself.
But what you're talking about is the wet stone note. Yeah, he's talking about the wet stone note. It's like smell of like wet stone.
Definitely drink a
Yeah,
lot.
but
Yeah.
then a damn done.
A little
It's,
dang.
little creepy. Nighttime, not daytime.
Oh, yeah, like
It's wet stone with hints of
hours of 1 a.m. and 2 a.m.
Yeah, it's wet stone with hints of ball gag. You gotta have.
Manda, was there a lot of pre-gaming going on over there?
No, there's a lot of back and forth. We're playing on that whole dungeon note around here.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Well, now all I taste is damn dungeon.
Yeah, this is not like down.
I'm a little sweetness.
I can see what you're saying though.
I'm an infant.
It's long.
So I'm 50. There's parts of me that really like this, and then sometimes I go back to it.
Parts of you.
Yeah. This is 100% deviant. So, and then there's sometimes I go back to it and I'm like, oh, it's okay. I don't think it's bad, but I don't know that I'm in love with this.
See, I think the general problem is most grains you're expecting kind of like a lighter, sometimes not as fruity, but just like lighter notes, and damp dungeon is the opposite of that.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, I don't know. I've just never been a fan of Orphan Barrel.
I think this would have been interesting at maybe a higher proof though to see what this really would have been. I don't know if I'm the only one
I
there.
always feel that.
That's a fair thing to say. Just higher proof everything.
What about you guys? You guys enjoying this?
Yeah. You talking about us? Yeah.
Anyone jump in? Kevin's
A
iffy.
lot of the
He's probably like
caramel,
me,
very-
similar.
It gets very sweet up front, but then like toward the finish and after, and then it gets very bitter. So I'm thinking that's like what Melissa's saying with the coffee. So for me, it is like really sweet when I first taste it, and then it gets that bitter. It hits me at the end.
And I don't like bitter.
See, I like that front palate. So yeah. That's probably the part I like, and the finish.
For the finish, the bitterness.
That's just kind of okay.
Wet stone.
I will say this one saved this tasting from being like $1 million though. So I picked this up for $100, and that's all I charged in this tasting. So my buddy had opened it, took 1 ounce, and then sold it to me for 100. So
Success.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's good, but it's the first one was so good. This is good.
Yeah. It's definitely a difference.
By the way, the more
the first one,
the more I hear guys over there saying whetstone, I can only think of like curling right now with curling.
Of curling?
Yeah, that's a whetstone.
I thought they were granite.
Which those stones are all from Scotland.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, 2 places. They mine them in 2 places now.
How interesting. Facts I did not know.
No,
I thought it was one island in Scotland.
There's 2 now.
Okay. But both in Scotland.
I'm not sure the second.
Yeah, I would say not, but like for sure the first one I would consider buying, and the second one, well, I already did, but I meant again. And I don't think I'd buy a bottle of this. Like if someone would serve this to me, I wouldn't be bummed about it.
Well, you better be quick. There's only 1 bottle left in the US.
I told you I need to drink a little more before I buy. I've been buying a little too much for my birthday, so for future tastings though, so we'll see.
Hey Nando, so you got this for 100? Because I'm seeing it around here. The Muckety-Muck is like 300 plus.
Yeah, no, it's an expensive bottle. My buddy paid close to 200 for it. He was just being like, I know you're a Scotch fan, so
24 years old.
Wow.
I thought this bottle was on the auction in last year.
and a lot of I will say a lot of people, or not a lot of people, a lot of stores tend to say, oh, it's a Scotch and it's 20, 30 years old, but they don't realize that,
You'll
single
never
grain,
get
and
it
they try
again.
and upsell you. And I'm like, no,
Bottle.
dude, single grain has to be aged, or I don't say has to be, there's exceptions to that rule, but usually you see single grain aged a minimum of 20, but usually around 25 to 30. So, and then sometimes you see it aged at 48 years. So we're going to move on to number 3, the Carsebridge, which I'm very excited for.
Hell yeah.
And this is technically aged at cask strength at 43.2%. I
Clean your glass out.
don't have a whole lot of this. This is older than me, so I'm excited. Yeah. Only by 7 years. I just turned 41 yesterday, so.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Nando.
Yeah, thank
Wait
you.
till you're 42. That's the magic age.
Until you.
42 is the magic age.
Yeah, we came out 41 years ago.
Nando, 85?
85.
It's hard to find anything older than May to drink.
I'm going to go grab a water real quick. Hold on. I'll leave the audio on.
None of that happens.
I don't think they got anything 84 years old here, do they? Holy crap.
36 was my age where that happened. That's rough.
Was on this one too.
It's a line back here that's
That old
70. Well, it was my grandfather made it in 1947.
So I've had quite a few people ask me to buy just a sample of this, and I don't have enough to do anything after this tasting. So if you were one of those people, I apologize.
How do we buy this?
Is this an OB, Nando?
This is an OB. Yes. Yep. One of the rare you'll see. This was a this was a Scotland bottling that I bought at auction.
Huh.
Carsebridge.
If I remember correctly, I think I paid all in about $500.
Damn.
And to get a 48-year-old at 500 right now is pretty tough, but
That's what you expect for green.
yeah, but I've had this bottle for 3 years. I've been staring at this bottle for 3 years, wondering when we were going to do this. Part of me was like, let's wait for 48 to do it, but then that sounded way too long.
That's
So
way too long. Yeah. Yeah, survive the 48 first.
that's true.
Here's to surviving the 48.
I hope I get a little longer than that, but
I get trapped in a dungeon.
yeah. Beth, I don't think you can complain about the nose on this one.
No, it's pretty good.
Nice.
The finish is
Very nice.
This is way different than I expected.
It's very faint.
It's faint, but it's good.
I'm getting like kind of a savory saltiness on the finish.
Yeah. Like those salty caramels.
Salted caramels. Immediately, that was my thought.
Yeah.
Just bathing my nose in it.
Ah,
I did too.
this aftertaste. Ah, so good. The finish.
Yeah. This is lovely.
7 seconds later, you start getting fruit.
There's more.
Yeah.
There's more.
Do you need some time alone with the bottle now?
Yeah.
They'll let you go in the room.
Now I regret putting this in this goddamn tasting, but just kidding. Yeah, I get like exotic fruits, like a little like exotic stone fruits, I feel like. Little mango. In that finish.
It's salted caramel, but not very sweet salted.
Yeah, it's
caramel,
not
which is
sweet.
really-
You're right. It's not sweet.
I could just smell this all day.
Yeah. It's
Actually, this
This
is
is one
one
of
of
those-
the freaking goddamn salted caramel ice cream from Salted Straw I had last night. That was salty.
Mm.
To bathe in
And
this.
Yeah.
I was expecting to be sweet, but it was more
You
salty.
don't drink this one. You just smell it all day long.
You certainly could.
It's really
That's why I said
good.
right when I put my nose in this, I was like, Beth, can't complain about this one.
This is a rich nose.
It doesn't smell like Alistair.
It is.
Mm.
And it's not overpowering, which is nice. Probably because it's at 43.2, but
Not Alistair.
The mouthfeel is really nice on this. I don't drink a whole lot of whiskey.
A Billy Walker Glenelg.
has anyone had Carsebridge here before? You know? Anyone else?
Nope.
Was there a
I
single
think I've
cask?
had one maybe before, but this is the first one we've had in a
I
tasting.
think a bunch of single grain at the hotel
And on the finish.
You getting citrus on the end?
This reminds me a little of the finish, not anything else, but the finish reminds me of Redbreast 27 Batch 1.
Ooh, that's high praise coming from you.
Favorite.
Well, because that one had the big like mango exotic fruit notes on it, and I loved that whiskey.
Something like this in the finish.
Knowing this, what I paid for it, I would pay $500 again.
Some bottles are
Yeah, this is a good one.
And that's rare. I'd say that.
You're not kidding about that finish, Nando, with the tropical fruits. It's like those was it bubble gum or something that had like the juicy inside, bursting with different fruits, like a combination of a bunch of fruit.
Kind of like those Japanese little fruit snacks.
Oh yeah,
a little bit. What are those called?
The flavor.
The mochi thingies? No.
Yeah, they're like little white candies, but they got the like fruit in them.
Oh yeah.
There's mochi with fruit in them.
I could smell something too. They look really nice.
This is amazing.
High chews. A little bit like has a high chew on that finish.
Yeah. With that fake
I choose a
sugar.
fruitier though, but yeah.
This is gentler than that.
The refinish. So I just burped and got the refinish. It was good. It was good, man. It was good.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm probably not gonna put anything else in this glass. I'm gonna leave it overnight and go smell it tomorrow morning, which is like one of my favorite things to do in the world. And I think only whiskey drinkers really understand that. So
I bet that aroma's still there.
It's like, what do you drink tomorrow? It's like what I fell asleep drinking the night before. Right?
Oh, there you go, Howard. Are you gonna save this? Because I'm
Probably not.
It probably won't make it till tomorrow, but at least to the end of the day.
This is excellent.
When he leaves the room, Melissa's going to finish it for him.
Oh, for sure.
all right. No offense, Howard and Melissa, but this is my favorite so far. So.
Well, that just means you guys got a bottle of 48, 50-year-old Howard and Melissa, right?
Yeah.
Carsebridge.
Between one, maybe.
Oh, that's a hitter.
The first,
God.
like easier, right? Yeah, this is dark. Yeah.
Go back to number 2.
Drop that.
And that smoke.
I got total apricot.
Oh, did you? That's sweet.
This long.
Oh, you're right.
I just
personally like
what jumps out at you.
Wow.
the light fruit.
I didn't even really notice the smoke on the second one initially.
Great.
Fruity. I don't buy apricot, but I got fruity.
Yeah.
I like the dark one.
That was good.
That was excellent.
Now, if you go back to number 2 after number 3, it tastes like it's mesquite smoked or something weird.
Which one?
Number 2.
Muckety-Muck.
Oh,
Muckety.
yeah.
How interesting.
Yeah.
It has to have some cherry on it. Oh, let's look at the box that I'm sitting on. All right. This has
the that's a fancy box.
hold on. It came in a box.
Look at that.
Carsebridge.
Look at that.
Changes everything.
Yeah, changes everything.
What is the story? Tell us the story.
So Carsebridge was originally established in 1799 as a single malt distillery, but 1852 converted to a single grain distillery. Was one of the founding members of the Distillers Company in 1877. Hold on. So this was distilled in 1970, and it has tasting notes. It's going to tell you this is textured and sophisticated and subtle. The early sweetness introduces delightful flashes of oak and gentle spice and a soft floral note. I actually don't get the floral note on this, but then delicate spice in the light, lively, and surprisingly long finish. I will say this is surprisingly long finish. So
I can still taste it. Yeah.
I could taste the smoke in the Muckety-Muck after tasting this one too.
It biopic.
Yeah.
And I couldn't the first time around.
I'm not calling that.
sorry, Beth, you said you couldn't what the first time around?
I couldn't taste the smoke in the Muckety-Muck the first time.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
But I do now after tasting this third one.
That's what Beno pointed out. And then I went back and tried it. I was like, whoa, so I didn't get any
Different ones of that. really like it.
No,
Most
I don't have enough parents for tonight. You use more than
you're right. I don't want to rinse this glass. I want to just smell it.
We don't do that when there's hot.
God, that's so beautiful.
why you save some of these.
No,
Jesus.
normally I'm fine, but with everyone coming over tonight, I don't have enough. Oh,
He told me
I bought one of these.
That's-
I put a drop in there, swish it around,
Yeah.
just smell it.
I know you can sit there and watch TV.
well, I'm kind of bummed to move on, but
Yeah.
Number 4.
this one does deserve a little time.
it does. It does. It
Oh,
really does.
man. That's such a good one. Ooh.
Oh, man. That was really good. Oh, I'm such an idiot.
What?
Actually, we can discuss that one for a little bit longer. Hold on. I forgot to download something. Give me a second.
Video from Josh and Jason.
Maybe.
Maybe.
What?
Maybe.
I wish you could have table around. They could have seen that.
Howard, Melissa, what's coming? What's new?
One cassette and the anti-gravity chairs. Look back and try.
I have a shipment coming from the Living Souls with the world famous 99 and 1. If anyone knows, do people know what that is? It was up for what was it, the Ralphie Awards for independent bottlers.
For his favorite bottle of the year.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of a cult over in the UK and Europe. It's kind of what put Living Souls on the map. So we're super excited that they saved some for the US because they easily could have sold it
Sometimes
out
they don't.
over
People
there.
don't save stuff for us to import to the US.
So what it is called 99 and 1. It is an 18-year-old peated malt from Mull. Anyone guess what that is? Lecheg. So it's an 18-year-old Lecheg, and there was an accident at the distillery, and
It added something else,
With
1% of something else.
1% grain.
Oh.
So it's 99% Lecheg, 1% grain, and it's about half price of what an 18-year-old Lecheg is.
They
So
did it-
would that be? So it's a blended Scotch then.
Technically a blended Scotch.
Yeah, technically would be.
But
Nice. I do love Lecheg, so put us in.
They did sherry 2 years of sherry like marriage of the two parts, and it's we're so excited to have the opportunity to share it with you guys. So that should
should be landing
it should land next week. Hopefully on Monday, and we can attempt to avoid the 15% new tariff if it lands on Monday.
So we've also got
Yeah.
some independent bottled Torbeg from Living
7-year.
Souls. We've got a proper single malt from Tobermory, 18-year.
18-year.
We've got a 40-year-old blended Scotch whiskey from those guys. So
Living Souls, yeah.
really
Batchman.
cool stuff.
You know,
Put me down for the Tobermory 18, and obviously that Lecheg. We are putting together a Tobermory tasting right now. I'll probably have like one Lecheg in the core elements of it, but we are almost done. I can fit like 2 more bottles, I think, in the core lineup. So
Okay. We have one case left of Kildalton. The rest has been pre-sold, so maybe we'll contact you about that if a California store wants the last 19-year-old Kildalton.
yeah, just send them my way and I'll buy them all. How about that? We'll make it easy.
So we'll
Living
post
Souls.
an email about all that stuff this week. If you're on the email list, if you've been a previous customer, you'll get an email with all the information on that.
You put the information to get on your list in the chat, please.
I was gonna wear those today. Good man.
I'm here.
Okay, we're gonna pour the single cask nation, Invergordon 34-year-old.
Nando, I refuse to move on from this one, man.
Here, I don't want to move on either.
Yeah, coming off the 48 years.
That 48 year was excellent. And here's what I'm gonna say: I'm really glad that that was as good as it was, because sometimes the expensive bottles don't live up to the price, and that's what makes these so expensive sometimes. And usually we have a little we don't drink anything cheap in this fucking group, so there's that. But yeah, fair. But
I see Kirk in the
There's that one was worth the price tag, I'll say. That's at least for me.
No, definitely for a 48-year-old, that's delicious.
Yeah. And I have Joshua here. I'm really hoping you guys can see this on Zoom. So I'm gonna put this up. If you guys want to see it, you can come around
for us.
I guess I could do that. That makes more sense than you guys coming here. Okay, hold on.
We should go over there.
Let me share my screen.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Film system.
The thing that says share. That would work. Okay. Those of you on Zoom, can you see Joshua?
Wait, it's loading. There it is.
Yeah. There it is.
Okay, I'm going to turn this for everyone. That way everyone here can see. And oops, can you guys see?
He looks like someone pushed him in the face.
It's not the most flattering
It's still
photos
a bitch.
I've seen of Joshua for sure. Okay, here we go.
Hey, Fernando, and everybody else who's at this tasting. Apparently it is your birthday and you are turning 34 years old. Is it 34? Maybe you're turning 34. I have no idea how old you are. But I know that you're going to be tasting this along with some other Single Cask Nation whiskeys. I wish I could join you, but I'm going to be in Canada while you're doing this tasting. So
The 51st state.
I figure I may as well have some while you guys are tasting this. So this is Invergordon that we bottled in 2002. Yeah, 2002 from a refill sherry cask, bottled at 47.4% alcohol, natural cask strength too on that, which is pretty low for a grain. But yeah, 47.4% alcohol, refill sherry for all 34 years of this. And it has that, natural sort of like, that like orange gum, like spice gumdrop note to it.
Yeah, I get orange.
Yeah, I mean, if you know Invergordon, it's got just that beautiful kind of candied note to it. But I love that framing, that sherry framing that's got going on here.
Before you get to the port, the first one was
Which just adds layers of fruit to it. Just like soft, figgy kind of notes to it. Dried fruits, but it's not heavy at all.
Hey guys, guess what? Nando's computer died, but I'm here. So